guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we're gonna Rainbow Dokkan Awaken and showcase the new banner unit Gohan and Krillin. Now, I am not terribly impressed with this unit. I really do think, outside of Raditz, who again is the once-in-a-million anomaly worst summonable unit I think they've ever released, actually, considering the scale he's at as a Dokkan Fest exclusive, I think that this Krillin and Gohan, besides Raditz, might be the worst summonable unit of 2022 so far. While, yes, they could, you know, do some decent damage. Oh, no, the moment I'm rainbowing the cord, no. But, yeah, while every single unit, right, in the game can, you know, do damage, this character with their wonky link set, the amount of damage that they could do compared to much better characters, the lack of teams that they're on, I just don't really see it with this unit. I feel like they're not really going to be that impressive, right? Now, this is a character, you're going to want to give them full additionals for sure, because of the fact that they're going to be getting guaranteed crits and stuff anyway, right? They're going to be getting guaranteed crits for every 3 attacks they do. So I feel like giving them full additional is probably the way to go. So we got them Dokkan Awakened. Let me go ahead and grind them up to full level 10 links. Maybe we could, you know, make them put on a show or something like that, but I'm very unimpressed. I just don't really see the value of this character or where you really will be using this character at all. I don't see it. Battlefield, Super Battle Road, EZA, nowhere, right? It's not, like, there's so many characters, you know, maybe like some of these EZAs who aren't as good or something like that, but there's a million stages, missions, and Infinite Dragon Ball history you could use these characters. Not this unit. I literally see not a single place at all, anywhere across the entire game where they could help, unfortunately, which is really a bummer. Alright guys, so we're here in an event with the Gohan and Krillin, right? So, let's go and take a look. We have them rainbowed, we've got some equips on them. I gave them some minor equips, not anything too mega crazy. We have them at link level 10, and then of course just the lack of teams. This is the issue with them creating a character like this. When you do these combos of 2 characters who don't have a lot in common, you know, Goku and Piccolo, Gohan and Krillin, these types of units, when you design them to just be like a generic, like, damage-dealing unit, you're basically sapping all the usability out of the character, because they're on basically no teams, right? They have one team, essentially, and that's the LR Goku and Vegeta team, or I guess, you know, the LR gods also lead movie heroes, right? But, like, that's it. That's the only place you're using this character, right? Which, by the way, it's a stacked team. Are we going to say that movie hero is not a top 10 category or something? Like, it's just continually getting buffs, and guess what? When they do jump into Dragon Ball Superhero, Beast Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, Orange Piccolo, Power Awakening Piccolo, a regular Piccolo, you know, Gamma 1 and 2 are probably going to be movie hero characters. So it's like, this category just continues to get ridiculous buffs. The fact that we have a summonable character that, like, day 1 is aged out, like, this is just a bad design, right? Their whole kit is basically just doing damage, but that's not going to stack up to much stronger characters that are going to be able to do the exact things this unit does more effectively. Whenever they drop a banner unit sort of with this design, what happens? They suck. They cannot compete. This is like the Trunks and Goten, the STR Trunks and Goten. Although, I mean, they were poorly designed for other reasons besides just being like a damage. Gohan and Krillin, their issue is they're just a damage-dealing character with lower defenses, right? That's not really going to help you anywhere. You know, I think, a good example, actually, let's pull up Fierce Battle. Fierce Battle will be a good link for us to look at right here. So, Trunks and Goten, I do think that they're underpowered, or excuse me, the Trunks and Giru. They're underpowered, but they give 70% support to Pan. So, you can find spots to use this character even though they're underpowered, right? AGL Goku Black, I also would say he's probably underpowered, but he gives 40% to Future. So you can find spots for him, right? To buff LR Fusion Zamasu, to buff Future Trunks and Blue Vegeta, right? Jacko's not the craziest, but he has a 70% chance to dodge character that could debuff. So you'll find spots for him. 16 and 18, right? You know, they can guard at least, and they give support. Basically, the point is, I feel like when you have these, like, damage-dealing banner unit characters, they just completely do nothing for you, right? You're not going to get a lot of use out of them. You look at, like, Raccoon Goldo and Birder and Jace. That should be the format, the baseline to go for, right? 19 and 20. Those are the types of characters you want for banner units, right? That can really complement the Dokkan Fest they release with. This Gohan and Krillin, they should be supporting. I don't really care if it's movie heroes or joint forces. They should be giving 3 key 40% attack and defense. With just that added to their kit, I think this unit would be fine, right? They're still underpowered, but you can, really, like, find a reason to use them because they're going to be buffing some of the best characters in the game, right? I mean, again, if they're buffing joint forces, that means they're buffing LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the LR Gods, right? LR Goku and Vegeta from the Metal Cooler movie, right? If they're buffing movie heroes, it's like they're buffing, again, the LR Gods, LR Goku and Vegeta, future Beast Gohan, stuff like that. But instead now, it's like I just don't really see where you would use this character, right? I don't see it. They are just damage that's not going to be that impressive and low defense. There's no stuns or crits, so maybe you could go like, or stuns. I mean, they do lower attack, which can help in like some Super Battle Road stages, but like stun, this unit should, rather than attack debuff, a 50% chance to stun, maybe make them a little bit more effective in Super Battle Road, I think would be a good idea. But let's just, I've done a lot of jabbering away. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got right here. So we have a very heavy support rotation right here at the start. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is not good enough, right? They're at 180% right there. I mean, they get 100% on Super, so they'll be at, 360, and then they're going to get 30% from their Super attack effect. The whole basis of this unit is this little mechanic they have, where they get 50% attack and defense and a guaranteed crit. Guaranteed crit is very strong. Within the character's next turn after they do 3 attacks, right? And then if we get 7 orbs with them, which we will not be able to do, it looks like, unfortunately. Let's just do it. I'll just quickly do this. With 7 orbs, they do guaranteed crits. Guaranteed crits, of course, is very strong, but guaranteed, 7 orbs for guaranteed crits would be insane if it's like AGL Dokkan Fest Cell that has it, right? Not like this banner unit. That's going to do like a 3 million attacks out or something like that. Let's go and see what they do. So yeah, 3.3. They do have a guaranteed additional built-in. Additional attack that has a medium chance of being a super, which is good, right? So that, of course, would set them up to, potentially be able to, turn 1, you could do your 3 attacks, and then the second turn, you would be able to do the, extra stats and then the guaranteed crit. But I don't like the design for this character. You're not going to be able to utilize a banner unit that's just doing, damage and stuff like this. I feel like with, LR Goku and Vegeta, many situations for this character, they're actually not going to be that good defensively, right? But, they probably will be outputting really good damage, right? You can't compare the damage that, again, one of these banner units can do compared to, the big summonable LR. That's why banner units especially, they need to be defense or support, or they're mostly worthless. What's funny is, I think, let me actually point this guy out real fast too. I think this banner unit is actually pretty good, but I never use him because, there's just better characters at his role, which is just doing damage, right? You're not gonna have a free-to-play character or a banner unit or a sub EZA is not going to be competing with the big money premium units for damage. So it's just a huge misplay if they design these characters that way. Character I was going to point out is this guy right here. This Vegeta's pretty solid, but he is pretty much just damage. It's the same thing. He's pretty much just damage. He's solid, but are you really going to run him over a lot of these other powerful Dokkan Fest or LR or, new powerful EZA options on a lot of the basic teams he's on, right? You see what I'm saying? These banner units really, really need to be a role that's not just damage, right? I think, one of these, big-time guns, you could sort of get away with them only being damage because their damage is probably going to be so insane. But it's not going to be like that with the banner units, man. They've got to be doing other roles, right? I could get away with LR Metal Cooler not having, support or guard or something like that just because of how strong he is. He does get very high defense, right? Just for a normal defensive stat. He's able to get, a big number for his damage, but then he's got the healing and the revive and stuff like that, right? It should be fairly obvious that this Gohan and Krillin, I think, are a bit of a misplay right here. All right, so let's see what we get right here. The other thing, too, is their link set. I mean, we really should talk about this. So they have, okay, it's different from the wiki. What is this? That is, I think, solid support, infighter, Shocking Speed, Cold Judgment, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle. No, that last one is Courage and then Fierce Battle. So their links at a solid support, Infighter, Shocking Speed, Cold Judgment, Kamehameha, Courage, Fierce Battle is what they have. That combo is just not good. Do you want to take a look at the characters that they're hitting with this combo? Let's go ahead and take a look at this. These are the characters that they're hitting, right? The LR Gohan and Krillin, sure. I mean, we could run them together. We could do a run running them together, whatever. This Krillin, but it's like, none of these are really, like, super crazy characters. Like, I guess you could run them with Goku and Piccolo, sure, but, like, do you really want to run that as a rotation on this LR Goku and Vegeta team? Like, I'm not dying to do that. Hell no. All right, let's get our 7 orbs. We are going to do guaranteed crits again. Let's see what they could do right here. Now, Gohan and Krillin do get 50% attack and defense when facing 2 or more enemies. So I think for our next run, let's head over to that right there. Let's go ahead and jump over to a fight where we have multiple enemies, and we can kind of see what they're able to do against multiple enemies with their extra little stats and stuff like that, right? All right, 3.36 again. Remember, we got 7 orbs, so this is a guaranteed crit. They are lowering attack. Lowering attack, useful, of course, for, like, Super Battle Road stages. There's the guaranteed crit. No hidden potential system additional. Okay. All right, yeah, let's go fight multiple enemies. And we do still need to do the buff where we have, you do 3 attacks, and then the following turn, they get their big buff. We do still have to do that as well. All right, so here we are against multiple enemies right here. We really should talk about how ridiculous it is that they have the Kamehameha link, by the way. This unit does not do the Kamehameha in either their TUR or SSR, so it just literally makes 0 sense why they have it, right? Especially when we have so many characters who are just sort of, like, fraudulently, like, not included on the Kamehameha category. Characters like some of the Ultimate Gohans or LR Physical Cell or TEQ LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan who do the Kamehameha in their attacks but are not in the category and don't have the link. It's just very bizarre that we then have this character that has the Kamehameha link. It doesn't make any sense. I can think of an example of a character, actually, who has the Kamehameha link as an SSR, right, that does the Kamehameha, but then when they Dokkan Awaken, they lose the Kamehameha link. In their super attack, they're not doing it still, but they're still in the category, and that's this Angel Cell, right? He has the Kamehameha link, and his super attack is Kamehameha as an SSR, and then after he Dokkan Awakens, he loses the Kamehameha link, but he does stay on the category, right? So, there are some weird examples of it. I would actually really like if they would remove this link from this character. It's just annoying with the characters that have been shafted from the category, right? It's stupid. Yeah, Krillin and Gohan. I mean, well, this Gohan doesn't... the first time Gohan uses the Kamehameha is against Cell, right? You could presume that Goku sort of taught Gohan how to do it in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber when they were training, right? But obviously Krillin can do it. I don't know. It's just bizarre, right? All right, so this is a good rotation. We have everything active except for Cold Judgment and Infighter. 138k defense right here. Remember, we are getting the additional buff. Krillin and Gohan get 50% attack and defense against 2 or more enemies, and we'll get the guaranteed crit. So this is going to be a good turn to see, right? Let's see what they're able to do. We have all of their buffs active except for the buff where they need 3 attacks, right? Then their next turn, they get the big buff. But let's sort of see what they're capable of doing right here. And they give us a... Okay, yep, Bujin, Beto, Gokua. Yep, these very impressive characters. Let's see. And they give us a 4.45 right there. Okay. That is with support from Krillin. Remember, this is a guaranteed crit, right? And then here's their additional guaranteed crit. One more. And they do give us another super attack. Okay, that's perfect. So next turn, we will have our full buff active. Every single one of their buffs. Start a turn, they get 120%. The 50% against 2 enemies. The 100% on super attack. And then the 50% attack and defense that they get their next turn once they do 3 attacks. One last thing they do, I mean, you could say this is like support ability right here, sure. But this Gohan and Krillin, they do also give all allies a chance of performing a crit, 5%, per movie hero category ally attacking in the same turn, up to 15%. So, because it's 15%, that means they themselves count. So no matter what rotation, they're giving the entire rotation a 5% chance to crit. That's not enough. You could keep that exact same ability and then give them 3 key and 40% attack and defense to join forces, or movie heroes. And it's, right, like, it's not like they're like OP, oh my god, you know, dude, like, calm down. We can't have them doing too much damage, right? Like, it's ridiculous, I think. I don't know. I'm not a fan, I would say, of the design of this Gohan and Krillin. Not to be mega uber hater or something like that, but this is exactly what we need to retire with banner units. When they make this kind of character, it's just completely forgettable and basically will have no impact on, you know, your box or you completing any type of events or something like that, right? Like, especially if they're limited categories, I just don't see, like, you know, maybe if it's like, there's, I guess, like, you know, the AGL Broly boss, where it's like, oh, you want to use tech movie hero characters or something, but, like, even that is, like, there's a million good tech movie hero characters. Maybe if you needed to use tech Battle of Wits characters, maybe there. Let me take a look at tech Battle of Wits. Let's take a look. What options are there? LR Tech Vegito Blue, who's fodder, right? Because he's years old now. Tech base, yeah. The tech Battle of Wits is terrible. So that's where, if we need to use a tech Battle of Wits character, this Gohan and Krillin is going to be one of our top tier options. But that's, like, is that not horrible? Right? Like, is that not terrible that that's what it comes down to? Like, we could use this character, they'll be effective if we need to specifically use tech Battle of Wits. Craziness. All right, we're at 214k right there. We're looking a lot better. That's, of course, with Cold Judgment, which Broly and Paragus have got, right? So they get their 100% on Super. So, you know, they're going to be, what, over 500k defense on this turn? But, I mean, we're getting huge amounts of support on this rotation, right? Just gigantic amounts of support. All right, let's see what we do. Let's remember that this is all guaranteed crits regardless of how many orbs we get, because we have the buff up, right? Where we did 3 attacks previously. So now on this turn, we get the extra 50% attack and defense, and everything is a guaranteed crit. You know, the abilities and stuff are fine for this character, but they actually needed extra stuff, which for me, I think the #1 thing they could have gotten would be support. Again, you give this character 3 key 40% attack and defensive support, and, like, now we're cooking. All right, 6.11 right there. Okay, with guaranteed crit. Like, now on this turn, their damage and their defense is solid for sure, right? But, you know, this is a little bit of a niche situation, I would say. Maybe not the most common situation we'll have occur. So, I don't know. I guess let's get one more rotation with them right here, I think. And then after this, I just want to get one more turn. I want to see them have their buff, right? So they do the 3 attacks, and then they get the extra 50% attack and defense. I just want that activated when we're fighting one enemy. Let's just do that. And then we can finish up with this Gohan and Krillin. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I'm being too harsh or what? I mean, I know me personally, the STR Trunks and Goten, that AGL Super Saiyan Vegeta, I think that unit's better, right? But, like, you know, these are character designs where these units just aren't going to get used, right? You got to give them something besides just damage, right? Like, so many of these units where it's like, Dokkan is, like, having them do a little bit of damage, and they're like, yeah, pretty good, huh? And it's like, no. Nah. We could do better than this. All right, this is a good turn for them right here. Sure. All right, let's see what they do right here. And then again, after this, I'll get their buff active where they attack 3 times against one enemy, and we'll see what they're capable of doing. This Gohan and Krillin. Keep in mind that this is a new named character too, by the way. This Krillin and Gohan right here. Because Kid Gohan is only Saiyan and Namek sagas, and then Gohan Youth is, you know, Android/Cell saga, right? And then they call him Gohan Teen for Buu saga and beyond. You know, he's a grown-ass man with a child in Dragon Ball Superhero. They're still calling him Teen. Hopefully they'll fix that. Legends, you guys might not remember this. Maybe you haven't been playing Legends since the first year of it. They dropped Future Trunks from the Future Trunks arc back then, and they called him Trunks Teen when he first came out in-game. Everyone was like, oh, this is not a teen. And Legends actually changed it. So hopefully Dokkan could, like, you know, I don't know, realize that grown-ass man Gohan from Superhero is not a teen. That might help. All right, guys, we'll get a couple more turns, and then we'll finish up. This is a pretty good turn to get right here. I mean, this is You know, we've talked about this a lot. This is the special for me. I always get the leader and the friend leader in the same rotation. It's a common occurrence for me. This is why some of these units, though, I'm not the biggest fan of running 2 of them on the team. This Goku and Vegeta, I think the Goku/Gohan is another good example. You end up with 2 of them on rotation, and that just completely destroys you, right? With the way that the units are structured and how, you know, what you have to do to get them to transform or exchange and stuff like that, right? That's huge. If a character has weird, like, transformation BS and you're supposed to run them as a lead, like this right here, honestly, if we're doing, like, a really difficult red zone attempt, this opening rotation might actually just be an instant loss, right? Like, but the way Goku and Vegeta are set up to be good for the first 3 turns, right? Like, it just doesn't really work out that well. We can get the 7 orbs. We can get the guaranteed crits. Let's see what Gohan and Krillin do. Limited, you know, links. We have, what, Shocking Speed and Fierce Battle activated. So certainly not what I would consider the greatest rotation right here, but I think it is good to get a variety of different situations, right? We see him over-juiced with support, no support, a couple of different sort of spots right there. Yeah, 2.52. I would say that's a bit low. I mean, yeah, guaranteed crits with the 7 orbs, but is it super common that we're going to be getting 7 orbs? Like, how often is that going to be a thing, right? Like, I don't know. Okay, so there's our 3 hits right there. I'll cut. We'll come back next turn. We'll have a powerful support unit, and then we have our buff, right? The 3 attacks, which gives us 50% attack and defense starting on their next attacking turn. So next turn, we'll get the extra buffs, and then the guaranteed crits for the turn. Alright guys, we'll do this rotation and then we will call it a day on the Gohan and Krillin. So we're at 138k defense right there, okay. Certainly not the craziest. Again, they get a huge buff from Cold Judgment, right? These big defensive links, man, on some of these characters, like All in the Family for some of these Goku family characters, Cold Judgment, like it is such a difference. Because, I mean, look, we got 5 out of 7 links and we have support. Like, this is a good rotation. This is not just some bullshit little rotation, right? We have their 50% buff up. And then, of course, we are getting the support from Krillin as well. So let's see what Gohan and Krillin do on this rotation. So let me know what you guys think of this Krillin and Gohan. Again, not to be a negative Nancy, but I'm just going to let y'all know, like, how it is, right? Like, I feel like this is a character where me and, like, free-to-play players are not going to get a lot of value out of this character, right? Like, again, what I have it penciled down to would be if you need to use TEQ Battle of Wits characters, that's when you would dust off this Krillin and Gohan right now. But, you know, if they would ever switch things, right, to where they did categories the same way Legends did tags, where it's like a Gohan and Krillin unit, but then they're on everything, right? They'd be on Earthlings and they'd be on Hybrid Saiyans, right? That would be such a buff for this type of character, right? Think about LR Golden Frieza and 17 would be on androids. They'd be on Wicked Bloodline, right? LR Goku and Piccolo would be on Namekian. It's like, that would be such a, like, honestly, groundbreaking change for so many of these minor teams, like Earthlings, androids, you know, stuff like that. Namekians could be made relevant by, you know, Goku and Piccolo, 17 and Golden Frieza, Gohan and Krillin, right? That would be huge. It really would. Alright guys, this is strength concentrated on the fists, Krillin and Gohan Youth. Again, Gohan is kid during Saiyan and Namek, and then he's youth during the Android/Cell Saga. His leader skills, movie hero, or their leader skills, movie hero category key 3 and 130% of stats. Their super attack is the quick combo, which raises attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn, does supreme damage to the enemy, and then lowers enemy attack. Their passive skill, Essence of Focused Attack, gives them 120% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then they get an additional 50% attack and defense when facing 2 or more enemies. Then they launch a guaranteed additional that has a medium chance of being a super. That's the way we do like it. It's always going to be a guaranteed additional, and then it's got a chance to be a super attack. Means we'll proc the hidden potential system additional more often, so that is good. Then they get an additional 100% attack and defense on super attack. Then they get an additional 50% attack and defense, and they perform a guaranteed crit within the character's next attacking turn every time the character attacks 3 times in battle. Then they do guaranteed crits with 7 or more key spheres obtained. And then they give all allies a 5% chance to crit per movie hero category ally attacking in the same turn, up to 15%. So at bare minimum, Krillin and Gohan are movie heroes, so they're going to be giving all allies 5% chance to crit. And then, you know, depending upon more movie hero category allies in the rotation, you'll get a higher chance to crit. I think this unit would be fine. They'd actually be probably solid. You know, maybe you can give them a bit more defense like every character. But if you just give them either Join Forces or Movie Hero 3 key, 40% attack and defense, I think they're a solid pickup, right? That's literally all it takes. And I think the character would be fine, right? But, you know, with that, you could easily, you know, like, come up with an excuse to throw them on teams, you know, even against maybe, like, Red Zone Broly or something like that. Like, they could be effective, right? Since they're a tech unit, right? You want tech characters to go against that last phase of Broly. But without the support, I just can't find myself running this character over stronger characters, right? Like, you know, am I running this character or LR Tech Gogeta, right? Like, that would be like a unit this character's competing with if we're bringing, like, a Movie Hero team or Joint Forces or something, right? It's a no-brainer, right? Like, you're not bringing this unit. The links here are Courage, Solid Support, Cold Judgment, Infighter, Kamehameha for some reason, Shocking Speed, and Fierce Battle. Shocking Speed is cool, but, I mean, dude, you can get rid of Infighter, give me, like, Prepare for Battle, right? Get rid of something else and give them, like, Saiyan Lineage or something like that. Who cares, man? Make the units a little bit better. It's a summonable. This is a summonable character, right? Like, we're not making excuses for some free-to-play unit right here. This is summonable. This has this. You have the same rate of pulling this character as LR Goku and Vegeta. They can make them a bit better. 12 key multiplier is 140%. And then finally, again, one of the huge L's of these duo characters like this is this bullshit. 3 categories. Movie Hero, which is one of the most stacked teams in the game. You're not going to find spots for this character anyway there, right? Join Forces. Again, this roster is stacked. This is a powerful category, Join Forces. And then, of course, they're also on Battle of Wits as well. Battle of Wits is where we'd find, I think, the most value for this character. So let me know, man, what you guys think. But I am sorry, I am not impressed. You got to make these banner units not just a damage dealer, and they could be a lot more effective. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.